So you mentioned this morning in your talk about the kind of growth of digital that the industry is seeing.
Yeah.
Could you talk us through how you see that trend continuing?
Yes. Well, the cable TV industry in Europe this year reached a critical switchover point. So for the first time in history, the number of digital TV customers actually has surpassed the number of analog TV customers. And that's all driven by this whole range of new applications, video on demand, interactive services, PVR, DVR at home, and a crossover also with web-based services in the new digital TV platform. So with all those new applications, we see the growth in this digital switchover accelerating.
And does that have a knock-on effect on revenues? What does that mean for the operators?
Yes, undoubtedly. I mean, we've seen that effect already happening earlier. The digital TV revenues already surpassed analog TV revenues about 3 years ago for the whole of the cable industry in Europe. But clearly, the whole suite of new services enables cable companies to develop new value for customers, appealing services, and hence also develop a whole range of new revenue streams.
So with kind of changing viewer habits, how much of a threat today is OTT to the kind of traditional operators?
Well, most cable companies now are becoming completely customer-centric. So they're genuinely trying to follow the customer wherever he goes. Hence, the whole suite of new kind of multi-screen, iPad players, devices that connect with your set-top box at home while you are on the road. And I think what you will see us doing is to make those kind of innovations in response to also alternatives such as those offered by over-the-top internet providers, who will always have a challenge to be also in the household. And I think cable companies are uniquely positioned because they have that long-standing relationship with the customer in the household, and from there will develop these new multi-screen services as well.
Because video on demand revenue has been growing rapidly as well in the last couple of years. How do you expect that trend to continue?
Well, that's actually very encouraging. It's still, the absolute numbers are still modest, but we've seen a consistent trend of 20-24% growth year on year for the video on demand business. I think most of us experience that you have to give away a lot of video on demand for free in order to build the revenue on the premium video on demand services, but there's a distinct desire for premium and high value video on demand content. And so that, at this moment, that trend is only continuing.
And how do you kind of see, looking a couple of years ahead, the industry going in terms of convergence? Is the industry changing beyond all recognition?
Well, it already has changed beyond recognition, but yes, I think you're right there. The cable, telecom, mobile, satellite companies, they're all moving fast to become providers of triple play, quad play services. They're developing a customer experience rather than a technology, and I think for all of us goes that we will have to be follow the customer and be relatively technology agnostic with the way we are providing them those services. But that if that will mean that there will be fewer companies, yes, probably. Does it also mean that you will have mobile companies in the cable space and cable companies in the mobile space? Yes, I think so.
So the UK Culture Minister this morning kind of welcomed Liberty Global's acquisition of Virgin. Do you expect there to be a lot more consolidation in Europe in the coming years?
Yes. There's still an incredible amount of consolidation to go. I know you get bored of this, but there's still 7,000 cable companies out there in Europe today. But not only in cable, there's also 127 mobile companies, there's several hundreds of telecom companies. And in a world market, that is a market that's really demanding consolidation. And what you now see is that the industrial logic of these kind of links up, of building scale, of building efficiencies by making larger entities, is getting stronger and stronger. So yes, I'm absolutely convinced that will continue.
And is it good for competition if there are some major players that establish themselves?
Yes, as long as there's at least a decent number of them, but the stronger they all are, the more innovation they can pump in the system, the more of a drive they can give to competition between each other, and so you will indeed see mobile companies providing competition to cable companies, providing competition to telcos, and they will all provide their piece of the puzzle. In addition, you also see Google and Apple and Samsung and Intel, they will also throw their weight in the mix. And so if you want to compete with those kind of guys on a world level, you need that scale as well.
And other than consolidation, I mean, how do you think operators should be spending money in the coming years to kind of stay ahead of the consumer trends and the way that things are going?
Innovation and customer care. I think those, you have to build a long-term relationship with the customer. We all still have more to do in terms of completely understanding the customer and being of complete service to them. I think for cable companies in particular, the customer relationship is one of those unique relationships that you want to nurture and that you want to kind of develop over time. So that requires investment. And then innovation. You need to keep up the pace of innovation with the smartphone industry, with the over-the-top industry, with games and applications. That is the future for us, our industry as well.